How's it going, everybody? Nikki D here, Konish Live Man, yet again today, a little lower angle, getting more intimate with you guys. So today we're doing another dating app review, but this time upon a request from someone from the company. So I have been asked to do a review by someone from the company, representative from the company. Gonna be honest, I'm gonna rip into it a little bit. I said as long as you guys are okay with me doing any kind of script, whatever I want to say, they were like, "Yep, just give us a video, not a problem." So we're doing a full dating app review just as we normally do. And again, I'm gonna be a little brutally honest. I always think that's funny. Like it'll be like my honest take. It'll be like, "No, I want you to lie to me, because I ain't lying, dog. I'm not gonna be a good time." We're gonna be checking out Farmer's Match today. So before we get into it, though, I'll tell you what we're going to look at. So we're going to do our standard layout. We're going to do the website. We're going to do the whole app setup. So we're going to use it on iOS. We'll do the account setup. I'll tell you about the matching, the subscription model. We're going to check out a couple reviews because it does seem to be a bit of a newer app from what I can tell. And then I'll just give some honest, I don't know, not honest, brutally honest. No, I'll just give you some feedback at the end with an overall conclusion. So without any further ado, let's get into it here. So let's go right to the website. So the website is unfortunately the same issue that 99% of these apps have, is there's really no relevant information. There's no reason at all anybody would ever use it, except it just gives you like the links. Like it'll give you like basically like the QR code of like, hey, get it on the App Store. That's worthless. I don't think there's any value to that. But there was something interesting. So in the About page, it's got apparently the founder, Derek, and he's got a little paragraph about himself and his like inspiration to make this app, and I wanted to read it to you live. So Derek's story, it says. Thought it was interesting. I don't know why, by the way, these photos, some of them look like really AI generated. I gotta be honest, like, maybe it's just the photographer in me, but like I'm looking at the photo, like it'll be on screen, and it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just getting the feeling. I'm getting the feeling. Is that Derek? I don't think so. I worked for a niche dating service for over half a decade. At heart, however, I'm a country guy. I grew up on a farm and continues to enjoy rural life. That's not, yeah. I grew up on a farm and continues to enjoy rural life and country values. Would it not be continue? Like, I'm not trying to nitpick. I'm trying to be genuine here. Like, would it not be like, I'm a country guy, period. I grew up on a farm and continue to enjoy rural life and country values. I think you got a typo there, boys. Naturally, my dream is to meet a great country girl. Of course, living in a city, this is difficult, and that's why I started to explore dating apps for farmers. What I soon discovered is that none of the apps work. While some of them are not designed well, others have annoyingly third-party ads or are plagued by crashes and glitches. But don't country singles deserve a great dating app too? I recognize this need, and within 5 months, Farmers Match was born and launched on the Apple Store. Touche, Derek. All right, well, let's get into it here, and let's see if that story lines up. So the account's set up. So the first page is kind of hilarious. It has zero indication of what to do. It just has like a box with like, again, what literally looks to be AI generated images, and there's no indication of how to go forward. Like most people could probably assume that you would want to swipe your phone in a direction if you use a dating app. But let's say Gertrude, who lives on a farm, has not really used a dating app before. She has a cellular device, but she's not used a dating app, okay? Of course, many women on farms called Gertrude, apparently. So, yeah, she doesn't know. Like, it's just not intuitive. Put an arrow, put something in there, or like something pointing in that direction. Be like, swipe on the screen to go next, It's just not it's not bad. It's just like, it's small things like that. You're like, you can tell, like, you got to think as user-friendly as possible. I work in IT, right? Like, everything's got to be as user-friendly as possible. I might think it's simple. Click the start menu in the bottom left corner. But you know what? That's very difficult for someone, right? So you got to think about who you're using it for, right? Because obviously, dating apps, it used to be a thing where it was a lot of younger people, and it's all over the place now, right? It's all over the place. So I just thought that was the first thing that was interesting. The next page comes up, which is, in my opinion, completely redundant. So the next page comes up, and it tells you a little blurb, and just like about what's going on, and then it's like, hey, there's 4 squares. I think it's 4 squares, and again, all on screen. And it shows you like an emoji, and it'll be like serious relationships, chats, Some of the emojis, by the way, look really stupid. A couple of them look kind of dumb. Like the short-term relationship, kind of like the short-term fun one. But that like almost like quite literally the next page was like the next 2 pages or something. It then had that information again of like what you're looking for. So it's like that's completely redundant information. Like I don't need to know that, right? That this is what this app, like that's, I guess the assumption is this is what this app is going to provide you. It's like either short-term fun, serious relationships, whatever, right? Chats, meeting people. And it's like, yeah, that's common sense. But if you really want to give that information, just put it in the page where, like the next page where it was relevant, where it was like, hey, what are you interested in? And then it gives all of those again, right? Like it's like, okay, then serious relationship. It's like, great, right? We could have just had that. I'm just saying, there's 2 pages that don't make any sense, and you're making a setup longer. You know why one of the reasons why Tinder is successful? Do you know why? Because it's very, very quick to set up an account. That's what people like. They like very, very quick and efficient. They just want to get the account going and go. They don't want to mess around. Just saying. That's actually one of the reasons why I had a roommate that didn't ever like using Hinge, because he said it took too much work. Now, I disagreed with that, but yeah, he said it was too much work. So take that how you will. So the next one comes up. It goes, are you a farmer? Nick Daniels, are you a farmer? So I was like, all right, I am. So it puts a couple like things below. These are like your passions. We're gonna harp on that pretty hard here in a minute. But yeah, so it'll ask you a few things, and it's all farming, right? Now I get this is a farming dating app. Okay, this is designed for people who are farming, who are interested in farming. Okay, whatever. Not like farming content. Like this is farming. Like getting the corn, right? Like, sorry, I got some like fucking hairs on my desk here. I'm trying to get rid of them. It's fucking Angela hairs or something. I have a friend named Angela. She just like sheds like a dog. It's insane. Hope she's watching. Shout out to Angel. But anyway, but that being said, so yeah, my problem with this is you say like yes or no, and it doesn't make any. I'm still getting them. I'll do it mid-video. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference, because if I say I'm not a farmer, like some of the interests were like nature lover, farmer wannabe. It just sounds really tacky and stupid. And then if you are a farmer, it's like you can't put anything else. Like my whole identity, I have to be a farmer. Like it's not like I could be like, I like photography and like I do horse shows or something. It's like literally like raises elk or something. Like that was one of the examples. Like just as an example, right? It's like, or like harvest corn. It's like it's just really dumb. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's really, really dumb. You can just be like, I live on a farm. I don't live on a farm. And just be like, cool. Like, and I don't think it's that important, to be honest. I really don't. Even if you just embrace the lifestyle, that should be enough, That's what I'm like. That's all I'm saying, right? Maybe you love tractors. You're like, you're getting there. It's like photography. Like someone could just be using a phone and be like, I like taking photos, but I'm not like a photographer. You can still have the interest, right? Next comes up. So again, you're asked pretty much right after, your passions, which is where you can actually put a few things in that actually make sense. So that was fine. It just kind of seems kind of redundant. That's like 3 of them now. You set up your main photo or reel, if you don't know what a reel is. So it's like a video. You can put a video up as your main photo. And then you get like 6 that you can put in. This is done pretty good, actually. I'm very happy with this. This is normally a standard that I like is, when you go to put your main photo, it doesn't just keep going through the setup. It stops, and then it allows you to put the rest of your photos in, and you can rearrange them. There's a little bit of editing involved. You can crop them and stuff. Again, you can put video, which is great, and it gives you photo guidelines at the bottom of the screen. I didn't click it, but they're there, and they're usually common sense. So that's all great. That's actually very, very good, and I like that being a standard. Don't let me put one photo, finish the setup, maybe go back into my profile, and then continue by making the other photos. Let me do all of them at once, right? Because that's what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to have 6 photos they just want to upload right away. So I was happy with that. Very, very happy. This was another one that I thought was interesting and it's worthwhile talking about. So the bio, so your biography that you normally write, hey, my name's Nick, blah, 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 blah. You can make it a public post. And I'll talk more about kind of that in a few minutes. But you can make it a public post. I actually don't know how I feel about that. I think I like it. I feel like I lean to liking it more. I think it's a good idea. It's interesting. So you could be like, hey, Nick trying it out, got a farm, right? Raising some chickens. I play Stardew Valley. Maybe that was it, But it's cool. People could see that and go, maybe they don't see my profile, but they see that bio and they're like, oh, that's interesting. So I like that. And I'll give credit where it's due. I know people are like, you're paid, it's like, no, trust me, wait for the rest of the review. We're going to have some things to say. And then of course, verification after setup. So you can again, like you just do it in the setup. Do it in the setup. Photo verification. Is like this or something. It's fine. Again, I always like putting that on screen when I'm doing that. I think it's funny. So matching, we'll go to matching. So there's a feed page where you can see the post. So I believe, and I don't know, I don't have confirmation, that's where your bio would come in. You'd be like, okay. So in the feed post though as well, and like your main kind of like searching as well, you basically get the same feature. You can just see a profile. Like in the feed post, it's mostly just like them like with like 2 pictures. You can just like them. You can give them a gift. Which is basically the equivalent of a super like. We'll talk about the cost later. So that tries to apparently guarantee you a match, which again, I'm going to come down very, very hard on later. But yeah, again, that's kind of the general idea. So it's not necessarily, big profile left or right. It is a bunch of profiles on the screen, and then you can click on them and look into the profile, or you can just give a heart at the top. That's okay. I don't mind that feature. It's nice when like you can see the profiles. Like you don't have to like through like 50 of them to try to riff through it. You can just say okay, and anybody who immediately catches your eye, you could be like, all right, cool. I'll give them some attention, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be honest. I think I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm really like I'm torn. So the next thing I noticed was when I went to a profile, I only uploaded 3 photos. It didn't allow me to see the 4th photo of the account. I was like the person's profile. And it said to unlock that feature, I needed to upload another photo. So if I have 3 photos and they have 4 photos, I can only see their first 3 photos because I haven't uploaded more photos. So I think it's kind of a pro and a con. There is no requirement by any definition when you set up the account like Hinge, right? Hinge tries to get you to set up 6. There was no text that was like, hey, set up 6. I was like, okay. Like there was nothing preventing me from going forward, right? You could have set up 1, right? So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. On the same token, I think more pictures is good, but I think people could just upload any photo they want with no verification process and then just be like, yeah, okay, and they can see all your photos. I was scared it was going to be paywalled, but that is free. Just upload the photos and you're good to go. So I'm kind of on the fence on that one. I haven't made an opinion, but I thought it was very interesting because I think it's the first time I've seen this. Interesting. Then you get top picks. So these are supposedly profiles that are curated for you. This is also a paid feature. They were there, so I don't really know. And of course, there's like other things like limited likes. But of course, I ran out of profiles pretty quickly, actually, within the 3rd day of using it. And I only liked a couple profiles. There was nothing. All my preferences maxed out, like distance, age, everything. So I don't know if the app just didn't load them. I have no idea, but it clearly, and I'm pretty sure it did that twice, like where it just didn't load anything, and like resetting, like just force closing the app and reopening it did bring up matches, but it's not ideal to have to do that every time because supposedly, according to Derek, that he wants an app that doesn't really have glitches. It's working, so I don't know about that, Derek. You're being challenged, buddy. All right, search filters, because we talked about them. So I'll tell you what's free and what's not free, because here's where I'm going to start getting pretty pissed off with this app. So in the free section, we have a couple. We have distance. We have age. We have minimum photo. So you can be like, if you have like more than one, at least one, So that's 3. And you can say, show me women, men, and non-binary. Thought that was interesting. Okay, so that's really it. For paid features, okay, we got a list. Here we go. I'm not going to count. Verified profile. What they're looking for. Has a bio. Their passions. Sexual orientation. Languages. Body type. Ethnicity. Religion. It's going to keep going. Zodiac sign. Okay. Education. Marital status. So far, like, reasonable, right? Okay. Family plans. Okay. That's solid, right? Personality type. Let that sink in. You're an EFJ? ENFJ? I don't think so. Communication style. Love style. Are you ready for this one? Blood type. Did you hear that? Let me say it again. Ready? You can, I'm trying not to swear right there. You can search for someone's blood type. That's A? Ooh. Not gonna happen. Let's keep going. Pets, drinking, smoking, drugging. I don't know why, like, drug. I gotta be honest, I put like 8 question marks in here. Why did they call it drugging? That just sounds like I'm getting drugged. Like, just put, like, you could just put it so, like, just put, like, weed use or something. You know what I mean? Like, just drugging just sounds bad. Workout, dietary preferences. If you're pescatarian, it's not gonna work, sweetheart. Social media. Use that a lot? Not gonna happen. Sleeping habits. I knew you slept on your side, so clearly it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, and that's all of them. I'm gonna be honest. So I always say, there's the old saying, right? Too much, not a good thing, right? Too little could not be a good thing too. You need that middle ground. And sometimes it's better to be basic, give a couple features, all free, work on it, whatever. But I think this is just putting in way too much work, and a lot of it is redundant. Why would I ever search for a blood type on a dating app? Why would I ever search for a love style? Maybe I could make an argument, okay? I could make an argument for love style, okay? But again, like dietary, social media, sleeping habits, really? I'm paying for that, right? So I think it's honestly, I think it's just fluff. I think you're paying for a feature, and they're like, well, let's give them something. And they tossed in like 5 things that don't make any sense, and they know they don't make any sense, and they were like, whatever, right? They're not going to complain. And then you get these features that don't mean anything, okay? Let's move on. I'm not happy with that. I just don't want this video to be like half an hour. So we have a subscription model, of course. We always do. So we have the Farmers Match Gold. We have that an artificial discount timer. So this is a design tactic made specifically to get you to pay. It's a limited time offer, like 12 hours. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I almost should check in mid video. There is a countdown timer on the bottom of the page. It is counting down literally of like, you have like X amount of time to get this discount. And it was like 50% off, like the low price. But let's see what it is. So I'll give you both prices of the discount price and the regular price. I'm pretty sure if I open the app right now, that discount, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. First time ever. Mid-review. I have the app still. Oh, it is gone. I am now at the regular price. I have lost my artificial discount timing, and I now pay the regular price. So we're absolutely going to talk about both prices. So discounted price. 1 month is $19.99. Regular price $39.99. I believe this is in USD, but I am not going to confirm that at the second. I don't want to open that again, so take it as you will. 3 months at $49.99. This is in total price, so you can calculate that per month. Or $99.99 regular price. 6 month is $69.99 and regular price at $129.99. Now, a great question you're going to ask, and I feel like you would ask this as a viewer. Wow, Nick Daniels, what do I get with that? What do I get with my money? Well, let me tell you. Okay, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Well, let me tell you. Unlimited likes. There's that. Well, I didn't have any people to even like, so that wouldn't do very good. Seer likes. Top picks. Dead ass cap. No cap. It said this. I got a random number calling me. Like mid-review, dog. Mid-review. Like, look at this. Who's calling? It's a scam. Ready? Hello? And that's a scam. It's John.
Inc., located at 729 St. Joseph's.
Scam. Anyway, you ever see that before in a dating app review? I just literally took a scam phone call. Tell you, it's the first time. Anyway, no cap though. It says get 3 times as many dates. I swear to God, it says that. How? I cannot stand this in dating apps when that is ever listed, because you know what? There is no factual data to actually tell me anything about that. How do you prove that? How do you have that number down? You don't. It is just a made up number to make desperate people go, hey, I up my chances, right? Sure, maybe you do up your chances. Maybe you do, right? With unlimited likes and whatever. You can just brute force attack, right? You just send out as many likes as possible, and eventually one will bite. Maybe. Right? But you know what? You know what's really funny? Do you know what's really funny? You can just do that for free. Anyway, but yeah, no cap. That's in there. Unlimited rewind. I needed to check that if the rewind was actually a feature that I was able to use, but yeah, basically you can undo a feature, undo something. Like if you said no to a profile. Ironically, for some reason, this is just a pet peeve in general. This never seems to be if I say yes to a profile. Like I was like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I have to lock that in. It's always like if you say no to a profile. Don't know why that is. Could have been fat finger. You could have been like, whoops, whoopsie. Anyway, passport. So you don't know what passport is. It's a universal term kind of in dating. So that is to change your profile to a different city. So I could be like, hey, I'm actually in Montreal, rather than Halifax, right? I could say I'm in a different country in the Philippines. I could say I'm in Munich in Germany, right? So it just gives you that feature. And normally, again, not going to confirm this here. Normally, in most dating apps too, the user, when they see your profile, will be indicated that you're using the passport mode. You're not actually there. Unless your bio says something, they'll be indicated of that. So just to put it out there. You get a free boost per month. You get 5 gifts a week. You get read receipts, the premium features, our filters, that we just talked about, and the incognito mode. Spicy. That being said, we'll truck along here, so we're at the 20-minute mark. So we'll talk about the boost, the gifts, and then overall thoughts and opinions with the reviews. So you can buy boosts, of course. They probably had a number of how much more likely you are to get a match, but basically it makes your profile more likely to be seen. It just makes it popular. Okay, 1 match for $7.99, 5 of them $34.99, and of course 10 of them for $49.99. No artificial discount listed. For the gifts, and again, it puts 2 times as likely to go on a date. Don't believe that shit. 1 of them for $3.99, 5 of them for $14.99, and of course 15 for the low price of $39.99. So that's pretty much the overall app. I haven't deleted the account. It's just how I did it live. Normally I put a note deleting the account. If it's anything complicated, there'll be text on the screen now, but I assume it's just going to my account settings, delete account, confirm. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so we got it. I didn't have a single conversation on the app. I definitely gave out a few likes. I've used it for 4 to 5 days. Nothing. Dust. Crickets. So we're going to read a couple reviews. So I went on the Google Play Store. There was absolutely nothing. However, the App Store does have a few. So my problem with the App Store and all this, I use Trustpilot. That's what I use. Trustpilot. That's it. I was thinking TripAdvisor. Trustpilot normally does it, but the App Store and the Google Play Store, the problem with them is a lot of people will just review an app and put no comment, right? So it doesn't show me anything here. It'll just show 300 people have rated it, but it doesn't say the rating. It doesn't give me any more of it, right? But we're going to read a couple of them. There is, it's about 10, and we'll just read a few of them. So this one is a 4-star. It just says, wants to meet loved ones. No joke. That's the review. Wants to meet loved ones. 5-star. Here we go. We actually have some context. Finally, a dating app for country lovers. I absolutely love Farmer's Match. As someone who lives in a rural lifestyle, it's been tough to find a dating app where people truly understand and appreciate the farming and ranching way of life. This app is a game changer. The community is filled with genuine, down-to-earth people who share my love for the country. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or just someone who prefers the simplicity and hard work of rural living, this is the perfect place to connect. The app is easy to use. I appreciate how it focuses on meaningful connections rather than just swiping endlessly. The chat feature works great, and I've already met some amazing people who share my value and interests. If you're tired of city-focused dating apps and want to meet someone who loves wide open spaces, hard work, and the country lifestyle, this app's the way to go. Highly recommend. It's actually really good. That's a really good review. Great. This one says, good app that helps you find the right person. Would recommend it. Okay, let's go to, and we got a couple negative ones here, so we got to go there. Farmer Boys. 3-star one, though. I like the app so far. I just downloaded it and got started on. It looks nice. Okay, nothing there. 2-star. My first time on the app. Not many people on the app, so waiting to see how it turns out. It's fair. It's probably my biggest complaint. And 1-star from Bad Review, it says. Not a lot of options to 2. Okay. And something always pop up. There you have it. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot more to read. So it is a newer app. I don't know when officially this would have released. Couldn't really tell you. But overall thoughts, conclusion. This is actually a longer review. Normally, I try to get these done a little quicker, but we had a lot to cover. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad app per se. I just think it does absolutely nothing to differentiate itself. I can't say the word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Be different. It's not being different than any other dating app that I see. And if the idea in my mind that if I'm supposed to believe, right, that the dating app is different because it's Farmer's Match, that doesn't mean anything to me. What is unique about this app? Nothing. Nothing. It's the name. That's pretty much it. I have actually reviewed other dating apps that are designed for farming. If you go on the App Store and type in like farmers dating, farmers match, whatever, there's more than one result, right? Like there are other dating apps. So I would be very interested to see what like Derek, like the founder, what he says. Like it's like, what have you done differently? What have you done that makes your app stand out from like Hinge or Bumble or Tinder or OkCupid, right? Any of those. What makes it different? And even in those apps, like some of them don't necessarily do anything that different, and a lot of them are doing the same things. Even Farmers Match, it's like you have prompts, you get reels. It's like all of them use that, right? All of them are using those features. So I would be really curious. I think the subscription, I don't think the subscription is worth it really at all. I think it's way too much money. It's a big thing I harp on. If I were to pay the regular price right now at $39.99, I think that's way too much. I'll be straight up. I think if you actually like drop the prices substantially, and we're like, hey, 1 month, $9.99, right? 1 month, right? $10. I think people would buy it. I genuinely believe that, and this is for any dating app. This is not a Farmers Match thing. Like any dating app, put the prices down, and I guarantee you'll get more money because more people are going to buy it. Because they're going, oh, that's pretty good, right? Even for like 6 months, just be like, you know what? For the next 6 months, 1 month subscription, $9.99, and you make more money rather than selling a 6 month subscription. Put that at a discount too, right? Like honestly, like I know it's like there's a discount when you make the account. I don't even know, like just like $39.99, 3 months. A little bit more than the 1 month, obviously, at whatever. $19.99, right? Whatever. Something like that. But I think it's too much money. And I think less is more in the search filters. I think like some of the search filters, just get rid of them. And I think you put them all for free. And I think you just put what actually matters, Has a bio, not that important. Nice, actually. It is nice. Because you know how annoying it is when there's no bio. But just get rid of it. And just really keep it down to like, do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you have kids? Like those are like, what's your religion? Those are very important questions. Sure. But don't put in things that just make no sense. Blood work. Like nobody cares. Right? Nobody cares. No, I can guarantee you on like my testicle, nobody is going to go out there and search on a dating app today. Like a woman is going to go download Bumble and be like, I'm really looking for like, like someone with like like, I don't even know my own blood type. Like, what would I answer if they're like, oh, what's your blood type? That's really important to me. I'm like, oh, rip. So, I don't know. There's that. That's funny. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate that. We had the scam call and all that. And yeah, hopefully the creators of this app appreciate my video. Hopefully. I told them there was no filter here, so we'll see how that goes. All right. Take it easy. Peace.